Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always thank you for the support. So today I'm still with the festive friends from Hunkydory, the Christmas blockbuster, and today I'm going to have a play with this Jingle All the Way. So as you can see, there are 5 toppers. Probably going to make about 3 cards out of this, one with this topper, one with this one, and probably one with these 3. And then we've got the foiled cardstock and the printed from behind. So I'm going to start with this piece of card, which I have trimmed to 6 by 12, and I've used the A3 Card Craft UK. I think it is, yeah, it came from Craft Stash, and I've used that for this to cut it down from. So I'm going to score at 4 inches, and then I'm going to turn around and score at 2. So it will still be a 6 by 6 card, but we're just going to have a slightly different fold to it. So the fold is not in the center like it is with usual cards. So let's just pop that out of the way, and then we can start on our layers. So this has got the silver foil on it, so we will be using some silver foil on this first card. So I'm just going to bring that in. So first of all, I need to do a map for the inside. So as usual, that's going to be 2 under the 6 and 2 under the 6, and that should fit in there quite nicely. And then what I'll do is I'll cut the insert to size as well, and that will go on there. So let's just have a look at the size of this one. So this can be, what size is that? So that's 2 under the 6, and then we want it to be 2 notches under 2 inches, and that should fit onto that panel quite nicely. Pop that bit in the bin. And then this last panel will be 2 notches under the 4 by 2 notches under the 6, and that should fit into here like so. Okay, and then I decided I was going to use this cardstock. Okay, so the first piece I'm going to cut is the 4 notches under the 4. I'm not bothered that we're cutting Santa off because we're using the Santa topper. Okay, and then I need to go this way around. We need to be 4 notches under the 6, so that should go onto that piece quite nicely. Got a nice little square piece there to use elsewhere. And again, I'm not using Santa, so this piece needs to be 4 notches under the 2, so I'm just going to use my markings on this side. It's just going to be slightly easier. So 4 notches under the 2, out of the way, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 6, and that should fit onto there. Okay, so let me pop these bits out of the way, and that bit as well. I'm just going to use my old trimmer to cut the insert down. I've just got to find it first of all. That I will cut 4 notches under the 6, so it should be about 5 3/4. Okay, so I've cut that down to size, like I say, just 4 notches under the 6. It matches in with this. I cut it on a guillotine, not on my tonic trimmer, purely because the tonic trimmer doesn't seem to do so well with the papers. It's really a lot better with the cards, so rather than it struggle and then me have to trim it, I just decided to just always use the guillotine on them. The reason why I don't do it on camera very often is because I've had my trimmer pretty much since I've started. Well, I've had lots of trimmers, to be fair, but that's the one I keep going back to. But I went for a phase of doing the sort of diamond painting, not diamond painting, the dotted design sort of things. And I used to stick the waist to it for some reason, and it's very messy. That's why I try not to bring it on camera if I can help it. But to be fair, I've had it, like I say, for absolute yonks, and I think it's a cross-cut one. Yeah, cross-cut one. So I mean, it is a good trimmer. I just find that the other one is easier and lighter for me to use most of the time. I've also, I mean, I've had all of them. I've got a Caterpillar Pro, which I'm probably going to sell, which I never got on with. The thing I don't like about the Caterpillar is I never feel like my paper's secure because there's nothing holding it down, apart from, you know, if you're hanging onto it yourself. I know loads of people do get on with it, and I think it is, with all of these tools and things, it is a personal preference. You know, what suits one person might not suit another. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's trial and error until you find that thing that you love to work with. So at the moment, like I say, it's my tonic one. It doesn't very often go very wrong. The blades are not very expensive. I think the Hunkydory one is very similar. So it's just down to, you know, you. I mean, let me know what you use. I mean, I'm sure in the States as well, you've probably got brands that we don't even have over here. If I was going to replace my guillotine, it would be a Crafter's Companion one. And someday that's going to happen, but at the moment I don't use it enough to warrant spending £40, whatever it is, for a new one. Okay, so the glues that I've used on the back, I've used the PVA glue. What I would say is just be very light with the glue on the insert because it's paper, and this is a water-based glue. If you're going to use your all-purpose, which you certainly can do, and sometimes I do, in fact mostly I do, I don't know why I didn't today, just be careful you don't get it on your foil. Okay. So let's just pop those on there, and these pretty much you've seen I've used my all-purpose, and I've used the Kalau tacky glue. Those are the glues that I use. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment. This is how our card is going to open. So now we can take this little topper out. I say little, it's not little, it's one of the bigger ones on there. And obviously he's going to go across there. Oh, we've cut the little girl off, but we're keeping the dog, so that's all right. And then I think we'll go with this circle with the jingle all the way. We'll have that somewhere. Okay. So I'm just wondering, let's see what it looks like without that massive frame, because we can always reuse these elsewhere. And then we might keep the girl a little bit. We can go. Shall we just... Let's try one other thing. Sorry. I have the idea when I start the video and then it always changes. Let's just pop that out. Pop. I'll tell you that. I'm just thinking if I glued this piece to that side, what you're going to see is that. And then if I glue that piece to that side, when you open it up, you will still see that girl. Or I could do the same with this smaller piece. Then you're still going to cut off her head a little bit. Or we could just go with him. No, I think it does need a frame. Let's go around. Let's itself. The frame goes one way or the other. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. So let's bring in our tacky glue. So I'm just going to do this piece flat. Just got a little pip there, so I'm just going to give that a little press down with my nail. Let's put that back in, and then we just need to get that into the right place and straight. I'm just going to hold that for a second just while that glue goes off. Actually, if I do that, that's probably going to be better. I'm hoping that's still nice and straight. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is just cut out a little bit there. I'm not having much luck with these videos. I made a video yesterday and it was just too difficult to watch, so I deleted it. I did try and make another video before this one and that didn't go well, and now this is cutting out, so hopefully it's not missed anything. So what I've done is I've just kept that behind there, but I've lined that up so that when that comes over they should fit in like so. Okay, there we are. We'll keep the card closed, and when it's on the shelf obviously it will sit like so. Okay, so let's put it back in. Then we've got a couple of other little bits to do. Actually, I'm going to take that out just because I'm frightened that that's going to bend that. I'm thinking, where do I want this? So my idea was to glitter around here anyway. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to go down in this bottom spot. Let me just grab another little bit of foam pad, and this is probably about 2-3 millimeters. It's the same height as this piece here. And just put that one on and that one on there. And I'm hoping it didn't cut out too much of the video, but I'll put some written instructions up there if it did cut a lot out. So I'm going to have a little sheet of paper, and I'm going to grab my quickie glue pen. There is a Crafter's Companion one I use sometimes as well, but this is one that's come to my hand, and I always call them quickie glue pens, even though one's a Crafter's Companion. And all I'm doing is just on these little snowflakes, just putting a little bit of crissy bits for my glue to stick to. And if you wanted to, you could just put a little dot in the middle. So let's just sprinkle this over, and this is the Glamour Dust. It's one of my favourite glitters, sorry, because it is super fine, and it also sort of picks up whatever colour you put onto it, so it's like an iridescent one. So I'm just going to put some on this now as well. Oops. The only trouble is even though you'll put most of it back in the pot, you will be wearing it for quite some time. Okay, and I'm just going to do this other side super quickly. Not too much stick glitter on this side because it is a smaller panel. So I'm just going to whip that lid off. Try not to spill it or sneeze. Now you'll see there's still bits sticking to that. What I do is just pop it to the side while it dries, and then I'll use like a blender brush. I think this was, I think it came from Pound Shop for makeup blusher, but it's perfect for just brushing away stray bits of glitter or any sort of powders really, embossing powder, that sort of thing. Okay, so that's there. Right, so that is card number 1 sorted. Okay, so now we're going to come to card number 2. So for card number 2, I'm going to use that big topper, and I'm going to use one of the 7x7 cards, which, as we found out yesterday, is not 7x7, it's 6 3/4. I don't know if that's a recent change, but certainly from before, when I've had cards, they've always been to size. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to bring in, not hidden it too far back, is some of the Diamond Sparkles glimmer card, silver shimmer card, sorry. I did have some of the, last year they did a holographic like foil card, mirror card, and I bought a bundle of that for the, you know, they did the animal one last year, and I put it somewhere safe. It's safe, I can't find it. And I know, I don't know why I've cut that to there because I need to go a lot smaller. I know I need to have a little bit of a tidy up now because it's getting a bit crazy in here, because I keep just bunging things down instead of putting them away properly. I'm not very organised, I have to be honest. Right, so that was 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. Okay, so we're going to go 2 notches under that. So now I've got a nice little border if I need one. So 6 3/4 is what we're working from. There we go. Okay. And then next we're going to come in with this foiled card. So we've got the lovely little snowflakes. So we were at 6 3/4. So I'm going to come in at 6 1/2 and 6 1/2 that way. Hopefully that should be a nice border all the way around. Oh, that's perfect. And this one's probably going to be, I'm not going to say boring, but it's going to be a pretty ordinary card. These white cards, they say they're 300 GSM, but that is a lot lighter than that. I don't know if you can even see the difference, but that is definitely, tell by the wobble, can't you? That's got a real wobble to that. Right, okay, so I think I'll probably stick to buying a free card. I thought it might just be quicker just to buy a couple of card packs, but it's been a while since I've bought any, and I don't think I'm going to go back to buying them. But hey ho. Right, so we're using our all-purpose glue just to pop that glitter card down, just being careful not to let anything seep over the edge. Let me bring in my topper that I'm going to be using, which is the Mahusive one. There we go. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so I'm not sure whether I want that to go that way around with our border at the bottom, or whether that might be a bit too distracting. Yeah, I'm going to go that way around because I'm going to have the border as well. So again, I'm going to use this all-purpose glue just in the middle. I'm going to go around with my tacky glue just into those corners, and that should give me a nice amount of stick without ruining the glitter. Okay, so let me cut out these borders. So I think I'm going to go with this present one. I get quite excited when I see this sheet nearly empty because it means that I haven't got to store it. It's got to that point really where it's overload, but we are having a really good clear out just in case we still end up having to move. But it's like having to pick between your favourite children. And like, you know what it's like, the more you look, the more you find, the more you want. Okay, so I think probably, I love this blue border. I wish the blue had been on the outside and then the white on the inside. But I'm sure they've planned it so that you've got that white and then blue then white. Let's have a look and see. So I think that's a bit too pale, so we do need that to bring it in. So I'm going to bring that across there, and then I'm going to go with ho 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 on the centre, and then we can do some gems and that sort of thing. Okay, so I'm just going to mark where that comes to with the end of my nail, just for quickness. I'm not going to, I'll cut that with the trimmer. And I'm going to go flat with this border because I do want it to go in the envelope, because if I didn't have to store the envelopes, that's almost as good as getting rid of the kits as well. Not getting rid of, but you know, using up. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And then we'll raise that up in a second. So now we have to work out how we want this to go. So I think, because this white border really does pale into the background, but we'll put it flat, and then we'll go for a bit of dimension on all of those other layers. I think this frame probably would have gone better on the night sky one, because then you've got the blue white, but I wanted to use that the other way, so that's the way the cookie crumbles. So we've got that on sort of nice and evenly, slightly further down than the distance between those two sides. So I am happy with that. Let me just grab some foam pad strips, and I did get a new packet out. Here we go. Could be alright with these chunkier ones, as long as I put them in the middle, that is. So, and there. I'm going to go with some there. I'll just cut into that there. And just peel these off. So I am hopefully just going to make one more quick card after this, using the last of those toppers up, and then that will be 3 cards for this one. So as always, a bit of tacky glue just to give me a bit of extra strength, a little bit of wiggle time, and just in case the foam does shrink, it still should hold on to it against the card at least. So I'm just going to pop that in, and then this one here, I'm going to bring in these Crafter's Companion one. They are the small ones, unfortunately, but in terms of the squares, but they are super deep. So let's just put a couple on here. I've got some of the larger ones somewhere again. Buried them. Like I say, it desperately does need a clean. Not a clean, but a reorganise. But I think if we do end up moving, that's going to have to happen anyway. and a lot of it will have to go, because if they put us in a smaller house, I don't know how, unless we've got a nice sized garden, in which case I can have like a craft shed maybe. But it kind of puts me off doing, you know, thinking about these things, because if anything happens to Donna, then they'll just kick me out to a smaller place again, and then I can't take the shed with me, and then we've got to do it all over again, you know. So it's just you don't know what to do for the best, really, do you? Anywho, I'm sure it will work it out. That's what we say. Okay, and then that's in there, and then this one I think I'm going to come in with these Crafter's Companion ones again. I'm just going to pop 3 along the top, 3 along the bottom, 4 because that's stuck, and we will find some nice gems. Thinking maybe some darker blue ones to bring that colour out. Just popping those off. No, glue needs refilling. These little bottles, they come separately on Crafter's Companion. I think you get 2 in a pack with the little applicator. And they have a pin as well, which doesn't rust. Oops. But I have to tell you, you do need your glasses to find the hole most days. But there you go. Right, okay, let's get some gems now. That's the best part of any card, isn't it? So we've got some blue ones on there. We've got some dark blue ones there. They're a bit too teal. Oh, I've got those ones which are nice. Those ones have come from Crafter's Companion, one of the subscription kits. I think we'll probably go with these ones because they're kind of matching that colour. Okay, so let's grab my little glue again. And I'm going to put 1 in this corner and 1 in this corner to start off with. And I think we'll go medium. See if it wants to play. And then I think, so we've got there, so I'm going to put 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go with one of these big ones. We'll go for the medium one. Oops, stuck to my t-shirt. Come here. I need you because you're the only one left. Alright, let's try and get these a little bit even. Okay. I think that's probably a bit off to the left more than it should be, but hey ho. We will live with that. Actually, I'm going to go pop a tiny one on each side as well. And I don't know why I'm doing this, because if it was hard enough to get 3 in a row, 5 in a row, going to be almost impossible. But glue there, let's get rid of that because I can see that. Okay, let's have a little look. It's just a little bit. Okay, I'm happy with that. So then all that needs is a little So on the inside it will have to be one just cut to 6 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then that will go inside. So we'll put that aside to dry for a moment. Okay, so I've bought this piece in here. So this is the offcut from that A3 piece where I just cut off for the first card, and it's 12, and at the moment it's 5 and nearly 5 3/4. But this piece here that I've got off cut, I think is only 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to start by trimming that down to 5 1/2. Okay, so rather than come in with some silver again, I've decided I'm going to try this blue. I think it's Diamond Sparkles again. So we're going to use that as our mat. This is going to be folded down to 6 inches, so we cut that to 5 1/2. So I'm going to take it down to 5 and 2 notches under the 5 1/2, and again 2 notches under that 6. And I'm hoping when I fold that over that should fit quite nicely, but I think I should do that folding, oops, before I do anything else, otherwise it all could go horribly wrong. Okay, so this kind of card, because it is that little bit of an odd shape, I'm going to have to make an envelope for, either with like a Crafter's Companion enveloper, or just making a small box. I probably would make a box if I'm honest with you. Okay, so that fits on there quite nicely. And then this piece here we need to be 4 notches under the 6. So let's see how that comes out. Yes, well, just going to take a tiny off that top. I think that should be okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to give that a good burnish down. First of all, I'm doing it as a tent fold, just because I prefer a tent fold card. It just seems to be that little bit stronger. And I think this must be a Crafter's Companion glitter, because the backing, it seems a little stiffer, and the backing is different, so it's probably going to be a Crafter's Companion, either from one of their kits where they've had a load of different colours of glitter, like the Harlequin one I had recently, or it could even have come out of the Bethlehem, something like that. It does look like the Bethlehem colours, to be honest with you. So I've used the all-purpose glue sorry, excuse me, on the back of the glitter, and I'm going to do the same in the middle of here with just the usual tacky glue around the edges. Just going to make sure it sticks quite quickly, and it's going to make sure that that all-purpose glue doesn't go near the edges where it could, because what it will do is it will loosen that glitter film and stick to it that way. Okay, so we have got our squares. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We have our little doggy. Happy Christmas. And we're just going to chop along there. And put that in the bin. And we also have the border that we, because there was 2 borders on there, so this is the little snowflake one. Okay, so originally I was thinking that these would go in a row, but we've obviously got a smaller card because of that offcut. So I'm thinking maybe something along these lines. Maybe we can pop that across there. Maybe we don't have to use all of them. Maybe we have to use one. If we're using one, we're using the dog. That's for sure. No. I might just take that into the top, or I could go across there and raise it, and then if we've got our blue gems, or we could go a bit funky. So I'm just going to have a little play about with this. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, so I've decided what I am going to do with them. So 2 of these, we need to put some foam on. And what I did as well is I turned the card around, so I'll show you in just a second. So I was going to use it that way, but I'm using it this way just because I've got a slightly bigger size there. So I'm gonna actually, let me just pop these sort of in position before I start taking bits off. And she's going flat, so let's move. So I do want just a bit of space between them if I can. Okay, so let's go for it. And again, this is probably like the 2mm foam pad. Just going to go nice and square in that corner, and then same here. Particularly, like I say, that does need line up. Sorry if you can see my head. It's in there. This one we're keeping flat just for a bit of difference. There we go, like so. And then we just want a little piece of on here. One definitely wants to come up. 2. So when I go back and watch it, hopefully it's not missed out too much of that first video that I was doing. So I'm going to go about there. Now before I put that on, I will put my gems on so I can move things around. And I'm going with some clear ones for this one. And I'm just going to go in the centre of all of these little snowflakes. So let's grab that one, and probably going to be the smallest ones. And this isn't going to make a whole heap of difference on it because they're not glittery, but they do pick up the colour from behind and amplify it a little bit. So when it's dry, it's just a little something there, you know, a little something something, as they say. And Jingle's drunk. That one's on there like so. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go with some medium ones there. Just go with a medium and a small. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're just going to pop one up here just to bring your eye around. Just a medium one with that one. And then just to finish, the bottom of my PVA. And I will have to leave this to sit because it soaks into the ribbon and then eventually sticks it to my card. Okay, so we've got that one, we've got that one, and if I bring it in that little brush, just take the rest of that glitter off. We've got this one here as well. And all we've got left in that now is the border, and a couple of little pieces of card, which I will keep because they do come in. You know, if I've got something like this that I'm trying to make up, sometimes that little piece can come in. I did try to see whether if I put another blue corner in, whether that would change things, but you know, like I say, I just keep them to the end. If at the end they're no good, then you know, there's no foul, is it? You can just go in recycling or cut things out of them, whatever. So yeah, that's it for today. Hopefully that beginning of the video wasn't too bad. I'm hopefully going to be able to just put a little bit of information in, just to let you know what's happened there. Next time when I come back, it's going to be the other kit. It's going to be let's see, Winter Wishes. This is one with the sleigh and the snowman and the soldiers in. Oh, and the kingfisher. So I'm looking forward to that one. I am going to keep working behind the scenes on this kit, and then eventually bring you a video, just a quick video really, just showing all the cards that I've made out of it. Hopefully there's going to be at least 3 cards per topper set, but I have got that extra, they did give me the extra snowman one, so I don't know whether I might just put that aside for now, because it's not fair, not everyone's going to have an extra topper of that, are they? So yeah, it'll just be one video with all of the cards from Festive Friends, and hopefully I'll be able to do it for all of the others as well, just an inspiration video rather than what I've done with it. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching, like I say, and thank you for the support. You know, it really is appreciated, and I do appreciate the time you guys take to interact with me, talk to me, tell me what's going on, because, you know, sometimes it can be quite isolating here. But yeah, so next time, like I say, we'll be back with the other Hunkydory kit. Hopefully it will go a bit better than this one has, but we'll see. Play it by ear on the day. Okay, but thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.